Hey guys, it's Mark Rodriguez here, and you're watching VGM Presents Comics with Mark. And of course, like I said before, I'm the host, Mark Rodriguez. And yeah, I went to the comic book store this past Saturday, which is of course, it's not like before where I haven't gone to the comic book store in a month or so I didn't have a big old stack of collected comics this time. It was just 3 comics this time. I got the latest Ninja Turtles, number 38. But of course, I always blog about these IDW Turtle comics, so, you know, you can just read the blog about it whenever. I'll get that up sooner or later. And I also got part 3 of the 4-part Death of Wolverine story, so that's pretty cool. But I also got the first issue of Thor, the new female Thor. Like I said before, there's like this thing going on where Thor somehow loses his hammer or his powers, his title, his right or whatever, and this mysterious female is now going to be the new wielder of the hammer, but she's also going to be called Thor, and they made a big deal in the interview, said, no, it won't be like Thorina or She-Thor or whatever. No, she will be Thor as far as we're concerned from now on and whatnot. And I think one of the big mysteries also is, who is this woman? Is she an all-new character? Is she someone we've seen before? And everything. So yeah, so in this episode, I am going to cover Thor, number 1. And I do know that I've been going with the Wolverine, the Death of Wolverine series. And, you know, I got it here too. So I'm asking you guys, should I do like another episode about this too? Because we've been going so far and might as well continue. But yeah, leave your comments below if I should continue with the Death of Wolverine. I kind of want to skip an issue. But anyways, yeah, we're going to cover Thor, and I have not been reading his regular comics before this, or his recent, like, Avengers comics. I mean, the last time I saw Thor was in the Wolverine 3 Months to Live. He was in it for a while, too, and it was still, everything still seemed normal in that case. So I don't know if this issue is going to actually cover how Thor lost his powers, his rights, or whatever. I don't know if, like, right off the bat in the first page, we see female Thor without rhyme or reason running around, so like I said, this is all live, and I haven't even touched it or opened it or anything. And even Paige was curious. I told her, like, if you read the book, do not tell me what's in the book. So yeah, let's dig in to Thor number 1. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the story opens in the Norwegian Sea as we see this yellow submarine. Yes, I know, we're all aboard a yellow submarine. I know, and they're investigating something under here. Home base is submersible. We read you at 2,000 fathoms and ascending. You should be coming up on the seabed any second now. You seeing anything down there, guys? Just a whole bunch of black. Home base is looking like a waste of time. We're at the coordinates for the anomaly, but our sensors are reading nothing. Must have been a malfunction on your part. Our techs say negative on that. There was definitely something big happened there a few minutes ago. The energy readings were off the charts. Well, there's nothing here now. Request permission to Jerry. You want to check your speed? Sonar showing a series of ridges up ahead. Ridges? There ain't ridges on my charts. Look at that. Jeez. There's like a whole mountain range. Full stop on all engines. Submersible, we are reading possible seismic activity in your region. What's happening down there, fellas? Jerry, is it just me, or do those mountains look like they're moving? Reverse engines! Reverse! Ah! Submersible! And we see a giant hand reaching out for the sub. And now we got the base trying to reach contact. Submersible, this is Roxxon Sea Base. Come in. We lost the signal. Did I hear somebody screaming? Submersible, come in. Their GPS is offline. I swear I heard someone screaming. Perimeter alarms are going off. There's something moving in the trench. It's the sub. Their comms must have been knocked out, or holy hell. Activating attack sharks. What the hell are you doing? That's our men out there. Look at these sonar readings. Whoever the hell's coming out of that trench, it ain't our men. Now unless it just gained a few thousand pounds. So yeah, this is weird underwater base or something with these, I guess, I don't know, DNA enhanced attack sharks or something are going up to investigate what's going on. And whatever this giant blue monster is killing the sharks one by one, and it's about to attack the base. And oh crap, it's some kind of, I don't know, I guess underwater version of the frost giants. These giant blue things, and they're about to attack that base right now in this awesome 2-page spread. Meanwhile, on the moon, in the shadow of Asgardia, change has come to Asgard. After a self-imposed exile, Odin, the Allfather, has returned to his former kingdom, now called Asgardia, but his wife, Freyja, who has been ruling Asgardia in his stead as the All-Mother, has no intention of letting things go back to the way they were before Odin left. The biggest change, though, is that her son Thor, the god of thunder, now finds himself no longer worthy of wielding Mjolnir, his enchanted hammer. In the recent battle on the moon, super spy Nick Fury, empowered with secrets he stole from the Watcher, whispered something that caused Thor to drop Mjolnir to the moon's surface, where it has remained ever since. No matter how hard he tries, Thor cannot lift it. With the leadership of Asgardia uncertain, and Thor now in a severely weakened state, it is only a matter of time before the enemies of Asgard strike, bringing doom to both the fabled realm and Earth itself, if he be worthy. How long has he been like this? Days, weeks. We are not certain. We only know he does not eat, does not sleep, and he has only left this moon when forced to do so. What has he said? Nothing. He won't speak to anyone except the hammer. Perhaps he can ignore you, Freya, but the boy will speak to his father. Thor, thine imperial all-father Odin has requested to Asgardia and demands of thee answers. What absurdity hast thou allowed to befall thee here, boy? How is it possible that the Prince of Asgard, the one true god of thunder, the Odin's son, has become unworthy? And we see Thor here, sad and defeated, looking at his hammer that will not respond. Thor! Please, Mjolnir, please move. Thor tries hard to lift the hammer again, but it just won't move. It's just stuck there on the ground, not responding to him. That is all he does, day and night. Bah, 'tis plain to see what has happened here. The boy has been bewitched by his enemies, the enchantress perhaps, or more likely his own brother. If there is magic at work here, our own mages have been unable to detect it. I spoke with the mortal they call the Captain of America. He told of a great battle his Avengers fought here in the stars. Their enemies have been imbued with the powers and insights of the cosmic observer known as the Watcher. At some point during the battle, our sun was left as you see. We know not what the enemy did to cause this. Whisper. All she did was whisper. Whisper. What did she whisper? What mere whisper could bell my son in my ear? Speak, boy! Tell me what words were said! So, Volstagg the Valiant explains that maybe it's not something wrong with Thor, maybe it's something is wrong with the hammer, because no one has been able to lift up the hammer, and, well, I kind of thought that only Thor could lift the hammer. I guess maybe the other Guardians can too, they just can't use his power or whatever, but yeah, no one has been able to move the hammer. Odin himself comes to try to lift up the hammer, and even he can't lift it, and he was the one that put the spell in the first place that, I guess, makes the hammer be lifted by, thou it shall deem worthy, if you want to say it that way, and even he can't touch it. And the poor and defeated Thor just lays there as his mother tries to console him, just to remind him that he is still a brave hero even without the hammer. Oh boy, so for those that just seen the movie The Dark World, Malekith is here. The other people in the underwater base are wondering what could have, where these powerful giants came from that could kill everyone and defeat the sharks and everything. And he appears. Malekith, the Accursed, King of the Dark Elves, most powerful mage in all of Svartalfheim. Don't make me say that. These are frost giants. They're the most vicious kind of giant in all the realms. They have been known to freeze stars and reduce entire armies to puddles of bloody slush. And you have something they want. Where is it? Where's what? He's burning. He was being rather unreasonable, don't you think? I imagine he regrets that now. Where is it? I don't know. I don't know what you... the Roxan tradesmen are a willful and unruly lot, but I am a patient elf. Wherever it is, I can find it, I swear! At last, a man of wisdom and courtesy. Please, good sir, work your magic for me. My friends out there lost something of great value long ago. Something you and your guild has recently unearthed. As you can tell, my friends are quite eager to see its return. And now we see Thor with a giant battle axe, which is of course the shocker because he's not wielding his infamous almighty hammer, he's now fighting with an axe. Malekith, what dark pact have you made with these giants, you conniving elf? Thor, good to see you as well, old friend. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's something seems different about you. I can't quite place it. Ah yes, now I see it. You've lost your little hammer. How terribly disappointing that must be for you. I know how dearly you love that hammer, but look on the bright side, Thor. Without that big, heavy Mjolnir, however it's pronounced, to lug around all the time, you've no more need for so many cumbersome arms. And yes, he swings, and Thor has lost an arm. And now the bad guys have gotten what they came for, and I guess they think that they've seen the last of Thor as he drifts off into the ocean, missing one of his arms. Elsewhere, the hammer is just laying there, and a mysterious person disappears. There must always be a Thor. And this person lifts the hammer, and there we go, the new female Thor. Next issue, the Goddess of Thunder in action. Alright guys, so now here are my thoughts on this Thor issue. I think it's pretty good. You know, good art, good action. I also like the fact that nowadays they're doing an effort, like they're helping out, I guess, the newcomers or whatever. They're putting more characters that you see in the movies and cartoons and stuff, so that if you don't know much about the characters, if you've at least seen the movies or whatever, you kind of know what's going on. You kind of know, oh, I know who that guy is. Oh, I know why they hate him. I know his backstory. You know, that kind of thing. So this issue, like right off the bat, you got the Frost Giants from the first movie. You got Malekith from the second movie. You got Thor and, you know, his mother, his father, his friends. You got Lady Sif there. You got Volstagg there. You know, all the characters you recognize from the movies and everything. I assume they're in the recent cartoons and stuff too. So, I mean, it really helps out. You could just kind of jump right in and know what's going on. So, yeah, apparently Nick Fury, with the powers of the Watcher, whispered whatever that made Thor lose his hammer, like he's no longer worthy or whatever. And yeah, there was this storyline called Original Sin, where someone killed the Watcher. The Watcher's like this giant, you know, otherworldly being or whatever that basically watches over the universe and the multiverse, everything. And it was like, who killed him and all that stuff. So I guess during that plot, that's one of the consequences that will carry over here. And so yeah, Thor is defeated basically emotionally. You know, I mean, this is the hammer. It's not so much he can no longer use it, but it's also that he's no longer worthy of it. That's a big deal. I mean, he did a lot to earn the right to use the hammer. Of course, it's a hammer that he has used countless times through countless battles, and now all of a sudden he can't use it anymore. And I do like the fact that his mother did console him, try to remind him that, you know, with or without the hammer, you're still a hero. Because, dude, when it comes down to it, he's still like a big muscular thunder god that can kick ass. So I mean, he can still whoop some ass without the hammer, and he still went out there with a battle axe to give it a shot against Malekith and everything. And as for Malekith, I don't know if that's what it's in the comic books always, or the movie just like portrayed him differently. But I like this more douchier, kind of sarcastic, tauntier tone. He was like making fun of the people as he was cutting them off, kind of like, I guess, kind of like how Frieza did when Frieza was killing the Dynamics in Dragon Ball Z with that kind of manner. And then he's like taunting Thor the whole time, like, oh, there's something different about you, you know, taunting him about the hammer and everything. And yeah, in the movies he was just very serious. He was just evil, like he was just downright to the point. He was just evil for the sake of being evil. You know, not much of a character besides I'm the bad guy and I want to destroy everything because I am the bad guy. And here, at least he's more playful with it, I guess, enjoying himself and all that. And yeah, so it's kind of fun reading about his character acting that way. And as for the big thing, the real big issue here, of course, is who is this female Thor. And we don't know anything more now than we did before we read the comic book. I mean, she just appears in the last 2 pages, mysterious woman in shadows, picks up the hammer, and bam, female Thor. And like with a mask on, of course, we can't tell who it is, and it's like, who is this woman? You know, how did she know the hammer was going to be there? How did she know that, despite the fact that all the Asgardians, including Odin himself, like they couldn't pick up the hammer, how did she know that she could pick up the hammer? That she was worthy? That would work for her? That's the big mystery there. You know, how did she know that? And of course, it's like, well, who is she? You know, people have all these rumors, their thoughts, their comments. Like it could be Lady Sif. It could be Carol Danvers, who is Miss Marvel. People think it could be Angela, this girl that was originally an Image Comics character that was with Spawn, but now like Marvel got the rights to use her. She's been in the Guardians of the Galaxy comic books lately, so maybe it's her. And all these people giving out their thoughts and opinions. I mean, I think it could be basically an all-new character, but then of course that kind of ruins the fun. Everyone's like guessing left and right. You know, people want to be like, I knew it was her all the time, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I guess it is going to be something we've seen before. And I'm sorry to say, I really think in the second issue we're not going to know anything either, because the second issue is going to be basically her big debut of kicking ass. She's going to appear there. She's going to be like, who is this mysterious woman kicking ass? And she's got the hammer, and she can use it exactly like Thor can. She can fly and shoot lightning just like Thor. Who is she? So it's going to probably be all about showing off her powers and abilities, and not so much who is she under the helmet. I guess we'll find out later on. But yeah, I'm going to put this in my Dropbox, and at least for the first story arc, at least to see what's going on, to find out who she is, and of course, you know, how to defeat Malekith and the Frost Giants. But I think it's a pretty good issue. But I do know there's a lot of arguments out there. Lots of people are against the whole idea, because, yeah, well, it's cool to have like a female Thor, but of course you're kind of shafting the normal Thor, which is a long time, you know, long-going, beloved character and everything. So a lot of people are doing, you know, like they're confused or angry about why they're doing this. And in fact, a lot of these are being changed, because, I mean, Captain America's going to be replaced by the Falcon, Thor's replaced by a female Thor, Wolverine's going to be dying soon. You know, they're like changing a lot of stuff for these classic characters, replacing them or removing them. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on this story? But anyways, like I said, it's a good issue. I liked it. Let's see what you guys think. I'm curious about what happens in the next issue. Another thing I want to say is that even though this show is supposed to be like a different kind of book per episode, I was really interested in the whole Death of Wolverine thing. I already did part 1 and part 2. I got part 3. I didn't even read it yet. And I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should do this also? Should I make another episode about it? Leave your comments below. Should I continue with the Death of Wolverine part 3 or 4? You know, tell me what you think, guys. Because these videos do take a while to edit and put together. So let me know so I can get to work on this. Because I will be going to the comic book store again this Wednesday. I can actually go this Wednesday this time to pick up even more comic books. So we'll see what happens there. So anyways, guys, that's the end of this episode of VGM Presents Comics with Mark. I'm Mark Rodriguez, and I'll be seeing you at the comic book store.